I'm Omar Yim, and today we are uncovering the hidden forces shaping our economy. Inspired by economic pioneers, including Professor Werner's work, we'll reveal why mainstream economics often fails and share a bold vision for prosperity. Can you believe it? Let's dive in. Stanford economists recently made a stunning admission in a top journal. Macroeconomics hasn't progressed in over a century. Core questions such as what drives growth, how do fiscal and monetary policies work remain unanswered. This explains why economists are blindsided by events like the 2021 inflation surge, banking crisis, or China's decades of rapid growth. The root issue? Their models ignore banks. Textbooks claim banks are mere intermediaries lending out deposits, but groundbreaking studies such as Werner's empirical tests prove otherwise. Banks create money. When they issue a loan, they don't use existing funds, they generate new digital deposits, adding to the money supply. Over 90% of our money comes from commercial banks, not the government or central banks, which contribute just 3 to 5%. A Frankfurt survey found 84% of people wrongly believe the government is in charge. This misconception hides the real driver of economic cycles. In 2008, the banking crisis exposed the flaw in ignoring banks. Economists whose models excluded them were stunned by the fallout. Similarly, 2020's money creation sparked inflation in 2021 because economists misjudged how banks amplify central bank policies. Banks don't just lend, they shape economies by creating money through loans, recorded as deposits, a privilege no other institution has. This power has consequences. In the UK, 5 mega banks control 80% of deposits, lending billions for asset purchases like real estate. This inflates bubbles, fueling inequality. When lending slows, bubbles burst, causing crashes. A century-long boom-bust cycle. Contrast this with Germany, where 80% of banks are small, local institutions called Sparkassen, Raiffeisenbanken or Landesbanken, lending to businesses for innovation. This decentralized system drives growth without bubbles, spreading prosperity. East Asian economies like Japan, Korea, and China prove this model works. From 78, China's thousands of small banks lent for productive investment, achieving 15% annual growth for decades. Any nation can adopt this, doubling income in under 5 years. Yet, some claim growth harms the environment. Not so much. Growth is about efficiency, not resource depletion. The 1970s stagflation came from banks lending for consumption, not production. A policy choice, not a necessity. Central banks often worsen things. The ECB has overseen the loss of over 6,000 small banks in 25 years. The US lost 10,000 in 35 years. This centralization stifles opportunity. Worse, central bank digital currencies could replace bank money, killing small banks and creating a state-controlled system. We must resist this and promote local banks. Another myth, lower interest rates boost growth. Studies in ecological economics show growth drives rates, not vice versa. What truly drives growth? Bank credit for productive investment, for example. Research clearly shows credit for businesses fuels GDP, while asset lending creates bubbles. Misguided 2020 quantitative easing, unlike 2008's, ignored this, causing inflation. Germany's current recession, with a bursting property bubble, mirrors Japan's 20-year slump, both driven by policies favoring big banks. The solution? Decentralized money creation with small banks lending for innovation. This delivers growth, equity, and stability. Human ingenuity, not resources, limits prosperity. Let's reject low-growth narratives, oppose CBDCs, and build a system for all and everyone. Guys, thank you for listening. Follow me on my Instagram and LinkedIn accounts for updates. This is a wrap. Stay curious and see you next time.